Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer, and I do have a review for you. By request by my new friend, Willie survived, but I was going to do this review anyways, because this is a dope book I got from Image Comics, Kaya, issue number 2. It is story art designed by Wes Craig, colors by Jason Wordie, and letters by AndWorld Design. I kind of mentioned this in the first one, and it kind of set home last night while talking to on Geek Out with Roscoe, last night with Manny and TM Nerdy. But Manny had brought it up that his children are reading Kaya, and when I first read the first issue, I felt like it was a for all ages kind of read with adult tones underneath. And issue 2 is kind of similar. I do imagine any age can read this book. There's no violence, no sex, no cursing, but don't get that confused. That doesn't mean this can't turn into an all adult, book. This is just the way it started. So I mean, it could always go that way, but for me there are kind of clues that it might go that way, but we'll get there. Let's get into the review. So we last were with Kaya and Jen, our two main characters, and Kaya had run into one of her friends, Seth, who is a member of the Lizard People. If you pay attention to the letterhead on the second issue, it actually says Kaya and the Lizard People, because at this point, at the end of the book, she did, Jen and Kaya, in desperate need of food, water, plain everything. They did happened to go with the Lizard People, even though like Jen was kind of hesitant, but he's kind of acting like a spoiled brat anyways. We catch up with the Lizard People and Kaya and Jen, and they are kind of in trouble. They are being led by, I think his name is Zohan, which is, hey, don't mess with the Zohan, right? But he is the leader of the Lizard People, but technically I think it's like there's like, I don't think he's the current prince or something like that. I think he's just the current leader, but I think her friend Seth is the next to be like prince of the Lizard People or something like that, because he does we'll get there. Alright, so they finally do kind of make it out of this, like because they're trying to cross this river, and basically the whole point of the river, I mean, it's just, it's raining, it's the waves are high and everything, and basically one of the rides that they're on, it's like a mount, like a lizard creature, but Zohan wants to leave it behind. Kaya actually goes back and saves it, and as soon as she gets out, someone claims it. I kind of wanted to see who claims it, but it doesn't show us. But we end up, our next scene, we're caught up with Seth and Kaya, and they're out hunting. Eventually they do like make it to the spot. Seth kind of stops, and Kaya's like, hey, what's going on? They are having like a conversation as they're doing this hike, because they're supposed to be going hunting. But basically it's as if Jen is okay with the other Lizard People. They were already talking about, like, making them into slaves and stuff like that, going back to their old ways. Supposedly it's how they used to do. But we do come here to the Green Steep, which is an ancestral hunting ground for the Lizard People, and basically Kaya and Seth are going to go hunting. This is kind of the moment I'm talking about. During this conversation and stuff, there's like subtle little hints, and I didn't really catch it at first, but there is a moment when they pause and look into each other's eyes. During this moment, they kind of make it look like Seth has the hots for Kaya, and there's something more to it. It's broken up very quickly by Zohan, who wants to go on the hunt with him. He does make a joke about them being weird for being romantically interested towards each other, but they're like, nah, you didn't see what you see. They didn't kiss, nothing like that. It's just a like deep longing stare, but they were in the middle of the stare when Zohan like happens to come up on them. And it's just like a one crack, well, it's a one crack line now, but he does comment about it later on. But basically they go on they go on the hunt together, and Eventually Zohan just basically comes up with a bet versus Seth. Whoever gets his spear inside this giant boar would win the bet, you know. And basically they're gonna put their the share that they're supposed to get from killing the Magron. It's supposed to be this huge legendary beast or monster. They haven't shown us what it is yet, or even if it's big, small. We just know that it's something that no one's ever killed before. But basically Zohan kind of he's trying to peer pressure like Seth into taking this bet, knowing that he'll probably, you know, end up killing this boar. Anyways, Kaya's like listening to this, and during all this she's like, nah, I'll take the bet, you know. And it's kind of brushed away. As this goes on, Zohan kind of sees something in the brush and he throws his spear hoping it's the boar, but it's not. And Kaya, like, she instantly knows what it is and tries to stop Zohan beforehand, but it turns out to be Jin, her brother. He was, you know, trying to follow Kaya and Seth, and basically Kaya kind of gets pissed at her. She's like, look, you gotta go back, this ain't safe, we're hunting, you don't even know how to hunt. There is a comment that Jin says about that he'll be transforming soon, and I'll read the comment because it says, well, pretty soon when the gods grant me my powers, I'm going to be able to transform into a dragon, and later on he says possibly a lion. I don't know if that's like something he's, you know, like just bragging about, like a, you know, like me, oh, I'm gonna turn into a dragon, you know, like we say, or, you know, maybe he is gonna turn into a dragon. We do know that they're the last of his people and they're protecting like the scroll. They were protecting the scroll and they had to give it up in the first issue, but Zohan's got it, I think. So anyways, they go back out. Basically Seth takes Jin back to the group to guarantee his safety, you know, back to the group. So basically Kaya and Zohan are hunting, and that's when Kaya reproduces the bet again, saying that, you know, if she wins, you know, and it's kind of like changed when she said it, because before she was, you know, putting her share, and Zohan even makes like a comment about like, your share, you're not getting anything, and the lizard people did make the deal with her. If they help her, you know, if she helps them take down Megron, she is going to get a share. So at the very end of it, you know, she's like, well, you know, we'll take the bet, you know, as long as I get like an 1/8 of the share or something like that. So right after that, they do end up meeting the boar. It kind of gets the best of them. Kaya is the one who is actually, you know, jumps into action, starts actually like attacking and hunting the boar. But she gets knocked off of a cliff, grabs onto a tree. She is hanging there in desperate need, and basically Zohan kind of creeps up right here, and he's like, hey, I like that arm, you give me that arm, I'll save your life, you know, kind of thing. And she's like, screw that, and she ends up falling, and luckily not getting too bad, I don't think so, I mean, because she manages to get up and everything. Zohan kind of make, you know, he's like, ah, whatever. That is kind of the moment when he makes that snide remark about, you know, the other two, like, dating her and Seth. This is kind of an important part of the book, because at this point, like, Jin is kind of scolding Seth, and he's basically like, hey, did you tell my sister about your wedding? And at this point, we the reader don't know about this, but Seth is like, oh no, I couldn't tell her, and so basically, like, you come to find out that Seth is kind of like leading her on to a degree, because he is proposed to be married. He's supposed to, like I mentioned before, he's supposed to be this new prince or whatever, and it's supposed to be like strengthening the place where the lizard people, you know, live with another tribe of lizard people, because I think their bay is called like Goro Bay or something like that. But basically Jin kind of scolds him, and he's like, look, you need to tell my sister, promise me that you'll tell my sister. And Seth eventually says, okay, I'll promise. In the next scene, we catch up with Zohan, and he's out there on the hunt, looking mighty scared, you know, because the boar is quite big. But basically, they do end up taking out the boar, but it's Kaya that does it. She ends up shooting it, you know, right before it takes out Zohan. And basically, And, like there's some jokes in Snyder remarks because he has been all talk this whole thing about like how lizard people are better and then they have enhanced smelling, and she's like, oh, you didn't smell me, almost killed you twice, you know, kind of thing. And basically right here Zohan is basically groveling to Kaya like, come on man, you know, I know you killed the boar and I'll let you, you know, I'll be good on the bet, but like, you know, is it okay if I go back and tell the clan that I killed the boar? I need to kill. I haven't had to kill him forever. And basically, she agrees to the terms as long as he admits that she will get a share, and she doesn't care what. He goes back to the camp, and basically he goes back to the camp, and instead of just, you know, telling the camp, yeah, I killed that boar, yeah, I slayed it like 15 ways. No, he goes back to the camp and he's all like making Kaya look bad, like, yeah, I had to save her life and luckily I was able to kill the boar, you know, and he makes her look like she was inept and everything. Eventually they do this whole dance thing. There is a moment when Seth and Kaya finally start dancing and they have a moment together, and it's that moment in the book where you're like, okay, he's gonna tell her, and he doesn't tell her for some reason or other. He just you know, and Kaya kind of, you know, feels it, and he's like, nah, nothing, just, you know, I just want to keep dancing, you know. And we do get this like scolding look from like Jen in the background because either he heard it or he's like, you mother, you know. Okay, so over here while this is going on, we got Zohan, and he's talking to this like elder tribes member, and he's not in charge of the tribe, but he's like an advisor. And basically they're supposed to be going to this place to like make amends with this queen or whatever. And as soon as they like Zohan's plan is, as soon as they get there, it's gonna be like a Trojan horse thing. They're gonna let them in, and then they're gonna raid their place or whatever. And it's kind of just, hey, old timer, are you gonna be a part of this kind of thing? And it's letting the reader know that, you know, Zohan's about to double cross probably like half his tribe. Basically after that, they just, you know, the lizard people are traveling on. They show like a new location. Kaya instantly gets here, and there's small conversation, but when she does get here, she realizes that they are getting close, and she asks Jen to like avert his eyes, and this is where the book's gonna leave us with. But basically we find this like whole like field of, I guess they're cows, but if you can see, they all have like these little double holes, like a vampire got them or something like them, and it's supposed to be the sign that the Megron is getting close. We do get a preview of the next cover, and this could be the Megron, but if we read the description, it just says something about a village, you know, what does it say? A defenseless farmer and his family, Kaya and the lizard riders must hunt the most fearsome beast on the plains, and not all of them will survive. And that's basically where the book leaves us off. I'm digging this book. I'm loving it. The art, the story, where it's going, the subtle hits of the lore, and the possibilities of some things to come. It's all very interesting. I mean, it is. I mean, the art is. It's very simple, but it works in so many different ways. Like they're able to expand on. I don't know, different stuff. It's pretty cool. My suggestion is, we're at the second issue. Find and pick up Kaya. It's a dope read. I heard the second print is dropping this week, I think. But hey, that is my review. I hope y'all enjoy. I have more reviews coming as soon as I get done with some more reading. I'm behind, but it's not new. Y'all have a great Tuesday, or whenever you check this out. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Bye!